Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. This is one of the live sessions of The Inspiration Show coming to you live over the airwaves. Now I have a very special guest with me tonight. He is an amazing individual I have met since I've moved here to LA, who's doing some incredible work and has a very, very inspiring story to share. So welcome, Bennie Mayberry. How are you, Bennie?
I am doing great. Hello, everyone out in cyberspace. Doing great. Thank you for having me, Natalie. I am just so honored to be here.
And no, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here. I actually was introduced to Bennie through email, and we were doing some work volunteering and helping some people, some of the homeless people on Skid Row. But that's only a small portion of what you do. So why don't we start first, Bennie, with your story and your background?
Sure, sure. Well, I'm originally from Alabama, and me and my mother, we moved to Los Angeles in 2008. Um, it was just me and her. She had fallen ill a few months prior, and one day, literally out of the clear blue, actually it was a Monday, my mother said, "You know what, Benny, let's just move to California." And I was like, "Okay, sure." We was living in a small town, Alabama, where my pets were. I had a pet possum, I had a pet raccoon, had a pet dog, a wild turkey. We come from that type of countryness. And one day she just popped up and said, "Let's move." And literally from Monday to Friday, I was in Alabama Monday, packing up on Wednesday, and we were here on Friday. Out of the clear blue, no preparation, no time to think, no time to really process what happened. We were here. And I couldn't quite understand why we moved so quickly, but I remember on the plane trip here, my mother said, "You know what, Benny, I was born out here in LA, and you know what, I feel like I'm going to go home in LA." And literally did I not know was that within 2 weeks, or actually 3 weeks that we got here, my mother passed. And I was faced with the enormous task of literally starting over. I didn't have anyone, no family out here. Well, I had little family, but I was never raised with them, so didn't know them. I didn't have no friends. I didn't have no support system. I was just barely out of college, so I didn't have a career. So my career was started yet. Did not have a career started yet, and literally was going through all of that, including the grieving process. And for the first 2 years I was here in California, it was a complete blur, and I was wondering who I was, why I was here. When you was taking care of a sick parent, sometimes the parent can become almost like your child, and without her in my life, I felt like, oh my gosh, what am I here for? And I went through this whole 2 year process of finding myself until a little bit probably in 2010 and 2011, I started to go through a great transformation within myself. And from that process, landed this wonderful community group that I started called Positive Minded People.
Exactly. That's how I got to meet you, actually. So what was the inspiration behind starting the group?
Sure. So, you know, California is not Alabama. And Alabama, everybody is your neighbor. Everyone knows your name. Everyone sees you on a daily. They know your family. They know your friends. And 9 out of 10, they probably know your social security number too. They know so much about you. But out here in California, the stereotypical, lifestyle here, everyone, it's really to their self. There isn't a lot of outreach. Everyone is doing their own thing. Everyone has their own set of people. And for transplants that are here, it's hard to get connected, not just with friends, but also with people who are doing great and empowering, inspiring stuff. So when I first moved here, I was in Orange County. And then when I moved to Hollywood, I felt like it was time for me to really branch out and start meeting great and positive people. So I found out about meetup.com, and then I started a group called Positive Minded People. And so the whole basis was, let's just see if I can get some people together and we do positive things. And I said, oh, we all like to go hiking in Los Angeles. Kind of thing to do is go hiking in Los Angeles. So I said, why don't we go do hiking? We can do a little motivational session at the top. It can be all about positivity and motivation. Just see what happens, just see what happens. And literally, with no marketing, little telling people about it, I get to the park and it's literally 125 people there saying, let's go, And we went up the mountain. It was a great, positive, and inspiring time. We had a great motivation session at the top. And I left literally with a whole new set of friends. And I said to myself, whoa, this is really kicking in. And so I decided to keep it up monthly, and it growed and expanded to what it is today.
Right. And so, like I said, you've got the hikes, and we met through the volunteering for the homeless. But what are some of the awesome other activities that you do through the group?
Sure. Well, we do 4 to 6 events a month, and they're all centered around 4 different themes. We do something positive, which is where we host social events so positive people can come together, make new friends, make connections, and really find a community here in LA. We learn something positive. So once or twice a month, we do a study group or a workshop, or we do book readings, anything that has to do with inspiration, motivation, self-empowerment, and we study these things so we can grow as individuals. We support something positive. So we have a lot of people in our group, and there's always somebody doing something great in the community. So we mobilize in numbers to support them. And one of the most popular things that we do is that we contribute something positive. So we do works with the homeless. We do works with elderly mothers in convalescent home. We do works with mothers in transitions. We are now starting in the works of working with children, and we're working with another organization to start up doing things with kids that are in the foster system. And so this has collectively turned into 4 to 6 events a month. Our membership is over 1,000 now, and we are just really making an impact here in LA.
Yeah. Now, I know that you actually have a much bigger vision than just LA. So can you share a little bit about what you see as how this is morphing into the future?
Sure. Well, there's 2 things here. Our community, while we do so many events a month, my dream was always to have a real physical home for the positive-minded people community. So we recently rented out an old Jewish synagogue, literally 2 blocks from the Staples Center here in downtown LA. And if you know about LA, that's kind of prime real estate, if you want to call it. We rented a building, well, an old Jewish synagogue, and we turned it into a community center. And every single Monday night, we're going to host inspirational speakers, musicians, artists, poets, and people of all different types. And we're calling it The Gathering, where we're gathering all people from LA, all types of motivational people, people who are into self-development, and people who just need a home and a community so they can grow and be inspired from. And we're bringing all of this together, and every Monday night, we're having a potluck, we're having the music, and all of this community stuff in one spot. And it's going to be our home. And not only that, is that we're bringing all of the community work that we do with the homeless, all of those projects, we're bringing them into that space. And it's going to really be like our headquarters. And long term, as we're growing this more community face-to-face side, we're going to be starting positive-minded groups all across the nation. So San Diego, positive-minded people San Diego, positive-minded people San Francisco, New York, or Portland, Miami. We already have people in those cities who have reached out to us ready to start groups. And long term, I believe that we can impact every single community by just gathering like-minded individuals together so that we can not only grow ourselves, but we can have a positive impact in the community where they're at.
And I know that you're talking about nationwide, but I can actually see this movement going worldwide.
Oh, I mean, I think everybody, one thing I like about our group is everybody want to be around somebody who's positive. Nobody want to be around negative people, It doesn't matter what religion you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody want to be around things that are pushing them and progressing them forward. So this is why we have no one left behind, if you want to call it that, policy. Doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your color, your creed. doesn't matter any of that. Come together, because we can make an impact if we just all decide to come together and stand in unity. We fed over 700 homeless people in the last 60 days. We have given out blankets and books, and now we're creating a whole course now to help rehabilitate homeless people and help them transition into better lives. We're planning out events for children and helping foster parents with another group that I work with. We're doing so much, and I believe that we can carry that same effect in every single city, but using community as the tool to do it. This is not about me. This is not about somebody else. This is not about us having a platform. It's really about us coming together so that we can make great things happen.
Yeah. You know what's really refreshing is that, most of the time when I'm having these conversations about collaboration and community, I'm normally having it with a woman.
Oh,
so
okay.
Someone like yourself who's really, leading the charge here, representing the male population, it's refreshing. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And you are really the epitome of the inspirational type of person I love to have on the show.
Oh, well, I really appreciate that. Definitely men need to step up, and we like to be the alpha male. We want to be in control. We want our names and lights, and we want all of this. But at the end of the day, if you have no one standing behind you, you can't do any of that. I really feel that a community comes together to do something that you can't do on your own. I can't go out on my own resources and feed 700 people. But together we can, and not just feed 700, but we can feed 1,400 or 5,000 or 10,000 when we collectively come together. One of my good friends, Preston Smiles, he has a great quote in which is, community is the new individuality. It's not about me, me, me. It's about we, we, we. And when we come collectively together, and when we let go of our egos and our own, I won't say our own personal dreams, but when we allow ourselves to be connected to dreams that are even bigger beyond ourselves, then the collective dream becomes the goal in mind. The collective dream becomes what we work towards. It's about us collectively affecting change and us collectively being the change. So it's not about we, it's not about me, it's about we. It's not about individuality, it's about community being a new individuality. It's about us coming together with all of our talents, all of our money, all of our resources, letting it all go and letting it all fall into one pot so we can do something together. And yes, men need to take a more challenge on that. I definitely would say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you hold so strong to this vision that you've actually, not just inside the community, but you've actually got some corporate people stepping up to the plate as well.
Oh, yes. I've had Jamba Juice come and support us. We've had Vita Cocoa Water. They have came and they have helped us before. We have had smaller organizations come. In fact, we're in the process now of doing a planning out an event next month that's helping to raise up awareness and funds for the community gathering that we're starting. I can't say exactly who exact now, but we do have celebrity. We're hoping and we're getting celebrities involved in the mix. I come from the advertising world. I used to work with a lot of well-known TV networks and all of that, and I get support from those people because they love what I'm doing. And so we're bridging all of that together to, again, make a community effort to do something positive, to make a positive impact.
Yeah. Now, this is the reason I wanted to share you with our community and share you with the world, because it's been an absolute honor and pleasure to be connected with you and collaborating with you and doing this work as well, because I agree. I mean, I come from a small town as well. Not that I've been there for a long time, or I've lived there for a long time, but when we as a community and as a group can really get together, it's amazing the change that we can facilitate in the world. So, Bennie, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And I'm looking forward to spending more time and facilitating more change with you as well.
Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward for you to come down to our building downtown and give us your knowledge on all the great things that you've been doing. And we'll be sure to connect up and collab, and let's make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, look, I encourage you to please share this video. Actually, before you do that, Benny, where can we send people if they want to find out more about,
Yeah.
you know, the group and all that kind of stuff as well?
You could go to positivemindedpeople.com, and that will also redirect you to our meetup group called www.meetup.com/positive-minded-people. There you'll see all of our upcoming events. We have our monthly hike coming up. We have a volunteer day at the World Harvest Food Bank. And we have a few other events that you would really like, including the weekly gatherings that we're having. We're already doing that now. We just moved into our building on the 23rd. So if you want to get a part of the gathering and be a part of that downtown positive community, be a part. Come and just go to our meetup page and you'll see all the details there. So that's
Right.
meetup.com/positive-minded-people or positive-minded-people.com.
Beautiful. And if someone's in a community outside of LA, they can also contact you through that website.
Oh, totally. We have a community. Our San Diego community is starting up next month. So for those of you that are in San Diego, please just join our group, and then we'll get you the information on that. And so anyone else, feel free to just reach out to me.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks again, Benny. Now, guys, like I said before, I encourage you to share this video. Get the word out as much as you can. Now, you can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. Download the app if you haven't done so already so you can start watching the shows on the go. You don't necessarily have to be in front of your computer. And make sure that you put your email in the box on this page as well, because I would love to send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It includes masters like Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, and Joe Vitale. It's valued at $87, and I would love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.